Chris writes in, what was it like working with Vince Russo in WCW?
Yeah, I wasn't real hands-on with a lot of the big angles that Russo, wanted to do. I wasn't one of those confidants that he had. He pretty much, him and Ed Ferrara, this is what we're doing. That's what it was. I just took instruction, made sure that what I had in mind fit for what he was looking at. And I just kind of fell in line. In those days, it was heading towards the end and you could see it. And, a lot of hot shotting was going on, and some of it was really good stuff, and some of it was suspect. And you could just feel the tension in the locker room, and a lot of guys were getting sent home, regular players, because they didn't want to get to, with the program. Problem is with that, you were just rewarding all those guys because they were getting paid huge amounts of money to go home and sit home and stay home. So, I could see that it was starting to crumble, and I just wanted to keep my head down and ride out the storm.
Chris Herman has a great question. What does Arn consider to be his greatest achievement as an agent?
Probably the number of emails and calls and texts I got when I left WWE.
Wow.
From the talent. People I hadn't talked to in years that didn't work there, just positive phone calls, positive texts, people letting me know what I meant to them and their career, conversations we had never had all the time, the 18 years that I worked there, let me know that, there was always that question, hey, when you've been one of the boys, can you be in the office? And can you're not one of the boys anymore, well, I could never accept being told that. I'm always going to be one of the boys. The fact that I'm doing a producer job, it's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm one of the boys. And the reason I could do my job effectively is because the young guys knew I had been there, done that. I had a record. I had a body of work that made sense and drew money, and I was part of a group that drew a lot of money, and I did a lot of things the right way as far as making the business better than how I found it, which is all of our jobs. Leave this business better than you found it. And the amount of communication that I had with the talent let me know that I had done a whole lot of things right, and that made me feel good at a time that I needed it.
The Bodacious writes in, we've heard over the years that the Undertaker is a badass in real life and a locker room leader. What was your experience working with the dead man like on your run in for WrestleMania 18?
Well, it's one of those moments that pops up, I get asked about that, at every signing, just about. There are certain topics. Tasho's one of them. Where's Ole is another one. And most people are very positive and say, God, I love that when you just came out of nowhere and Spinebuster the Undertaker. Undertaker has earned his respect in this business. He's always been a top shelf performer, businessman, locker room leader, all of those things. And he leads by example. Nobody works harder. Nobody spends more time thinking about what they're going to do before they go to the ring. Unselfish when it's called for. He's the all-around cowboy. He's a pro, top to bottom. And the few times that I got to work with him as a producer, we had a great rapport and figured out what was best for that day. And he's got nothing but my respect.
Mike Dolman wants to know, what are your memories and interactions like with Andre the Giant when you worked in the WWF?
Got along great with Andre. If Andre liked you, he was nothing but good to you. I sat in on a few of those drinking extravaganzas at the hotel bar where he would drink 22 bottles of beer or 10 bottles of wine or whatever it was. It was something to behold. The one thing also that I was unfortunate to see was how bad of pain he was in, how bad his back was at that particular time. And we were there, his back was really giving him fits. To try to fit in a first-class seat on a plane was misery for him. To try to get in a rent-a-car was misery for him. Any normal bar stool or chair or booth or anything that he could, what you and I would deem, okay, well, this is fine, was like him just, it was just miserable for him. And to see him suffer through that and to get on those 6:00 flights every morning when you knew his back was just killing him was heartbreaking. And he had such a big heart. He just was a good guy. If he liked you, if he didn't like you, you better never come around him because he let you know.